Hi there! Happy Wednesday! My name is Kari Capone, and I am the founder of The Spinning Hand. This is day 3 of our 5 essential skills in knitting sessions, workshop series, day 3 in our series. And today is all about mastering the art of finding the best patterns for your knitting. Good morning, Kanette. And a great pattern, it gives you everything that you need to know about your project and then some. But most patterns, if I were grading them, I would give them a B or a C, sometimes worse, in that they leave out some essential information. So today we're going to talk about how to read between the lines of the patterns that you see, understanding that some designers make a lot of assumptions, and the difference between a pattern that is put up online, maybe just for free, maybe just to get you to buy people's yarn, or a pattern that's really been thoughtfully crafted and giving you all the tools that you need to have a successful knitting experience. So that's what we're all about today. Welcome to those of you who are live. Go ahead and post. Hi, Debbie from sunny Pennsylvania, 27 degrees. Oh. I'm here in Maplewood, New Jersey, and it's sunny. I have got to get out of the apartment today. After today's live, what I like to do is take a little walk, go into town. There's a Starbucks. I sit down with my laptop and do my work in the afternoon. And sometimes I will sneak over to the Able Baker and get a little something to eat, and I will sneak that into Starbucks because Able Baker is so good. So you can tell my mind is on baked goods. Always baked goods. Jessica says, happy February from chilly New York. Yeah, February 1st. February 1st. How many of you have seen the movie Groundhog Day? Tomorrow is Groundhog's Day. I just love that movie. It's one of my favorites. Excuse me while I have a little coffee. Those of you who are watching the replay, go ahead and let me know if you've watched Groundhog Day. What is your favorite part of that movie? My favorite part of the movie is Ned Ryerson. Okay, well, there are a couple of favorite parts of that movie. Bill Murray lives the same day over and over again, and he learns to play the piano. Sorry, I have to cough. And he knocks on the piano teacher's door, and she says, I'm in the middle of a lesson right now. And he says, I will give you $1,000 to teach me. And she kicks this poor student out on the street, She teaches him to play the piano. And every day he gets a little better and a little better. And I find that to be just exactly the same with knitting. You just knit a little bit every day, and you get better and better. So yes, Groundhog Day. All right, let's start with our presentation. Day 3. Okay, let me know in the comments if you can see the presentation. Okay. Jessica says, practice makes progress. I love that. Exactly. All right, so day 3 of our 5-day sessions, the 5 essential skills in knitting. Day 3 is all about finding great patterns. And how do you know? How do you know if a pattern is going to work for you? How do you know whether you're going to run into some difficulty? So let's take a look. First, we're going back. The year is 2009. I'm taking you back to a pattern from 2009. Just to give you some context, the Obamas were in office as of January 2009. And Hannah Montana, the movie, was one of the biggest selling, the soundtrack was one of the biggest selling albums of the year. Look at how young Miley Cyrus is. And Kanye West interrupted Taylor Swift at the VMAs. So this was all 2009. And this was also the year that I downloaded a sock pattern from Ravelry. It was free, and it looked like this. So it was created on a Word doc. And listen, I am not casting aspersions on this designer. She still designs sock patterns and they're beautiful, and she's on Ravelry. But she leaves some things out, right? So if you look at this pattern, and let me just make sure that let's take a closer look. All right. So this pattern is called Cascade Fixation Ankle Socks. The designer's name is Kari Capone. And her writing style is casual, like a friend writing down a pattern for another friend who already knows how to knit. And that's my big point here, is that this pattern is great if you already have experience knitting. Then you can kind of figure out like what's what. So she says yarn, cascade fixation, 1 ball. Well, we have a lot of questions, right? So what if you can't get that yarn? What if you have no idea what that yarn is? What if the yarn is discontinued, which happens all the time, as we talked about yesterday? How long is 1 ball? How thick is the yarn? So are we knitting with sock yarn? We can sort of guess because the needles say US size 3. What if you're downloading this pattern and you are in the UK or another country? Hi, Trina from Hiddenite, North Carolina. Wow, it's very nice to meet you. Tell us what city are you close to in North Carolina? I don't know Hiddenite. I don't know if I'm saying it right. So, this pattern is a very short pattern, but it also leaves a lot of questions to be answered. When she talks about gauge, she says 7.5 stitches to the inch unstretched. She doesn't say what stitch pattern that is. And I know I cut this off, but she says that she's a tight knitter. So use whatever needles or stitch count you prefer. So that doesn't really help us if we don't know like how big we want this project to turn out to be. And then again, she says cast on 48 stitches, and then her foot circumference is 8 3/4 inches. She says use your judgment, or hey, math and stuff. So again, it's not super helpful. Okay, close to Statesville and Charlotte. Lovely. So you get the picture. This is the whole pattern. So I haven't cut anything out. She says do 14 rounds of this, 14 rounds of that, and then you're already on the heel flap. So you don't really know like how long that's going to be. I know that she is knitting this. She's having us knit this sock from the top down, so from the cuff down to the flap, but it actually doesn't say so. So there are a lot of questions, right? Now I want to show you how we do patterns around here. So meanwhile, in 2023, we have the Snuggle Socks pattern. I've been knitting socks for years and years and years. And so I'm in charge of this pattern. I designed this pattern, which happens to be toe up. And I've shared the pattern with so many people over the years. I've gotten a lot of good ideas on what parts are confusing, how to break it down step by step, where we need videos, and also this year, brand new, a size chart to make everything very clear. Jess, who's our lead designer at the Spinning Hand, she gets all the credit for this size chart, which I think is a huge value added, a huge bonus for this pattern. Okay, so let's take a closer look. Let me know in the comments if you can see this okay, if it's big enough. And if not, I will remove my head. So now we use pattern writing software that's more advanced than Microsoft Word. But I love how Jess keeps me accountable. And whenever we publish a pattern, we make everything. Jess, if I'm not saying this correctly, like help me explain. But it's sort of like standard best practices. So, if you have the Craft Yarn Council or they have like certain abbreviations, that are the same universally. We make our charts that way, the same universally. We include all of the information that you would find on, hopefully any good yarn pattern or any yarn ball band. So you see the details for our socks. We include sizes from women's shoe size US 6 to 12 or UK 4.5 to 10.5. When we talk about the yarn, okay, yeah, Jess says always using standard abbreviations so there's no guesswork. When we talk about the yarn, in this case, we use 2 yarns, right? We use Ella Ray Eco Tweed for the main color, and then we use a contrasting color. That yarn is now discontinued. So we want you to know like how much you're going to need. So we want something that's DK weight, wool or wool blend yarn. When we talked yesterday about finding the right materials, it's important to know like what the fiber content should be. We tell you for the Eco Tweed, which is a current yarn, that it's 75% merino, 25% acrylic, how long, how many yards is in one skein, and how many yards you're going to need for this pattern. We also give you the exact color so that you can match it if you want to. And then we talk about the needles, and we talk about the gauge, and that it's worked in the round in stockinette stitch. Also, we explain the abbreviations, and if there's something that's a little bit unusual, like a stitch pattern or something that you maybe wouldn't see every day, then we often include video tutorials. Okay, I think that's it for this. Okay. So it's really important with all the patterns that we give you that we are guiding you step by step. So our kits and our patterns are really designed for the adventurous beginner, which is a phrase that Jess uses, which I love. And if you know how to knit, purl, cast on, and bind off, you will have success with our projects because we will guide you step by step through any tricky bits. In the case of the Snuggle Socks pattern, we have 5 tutorial videos. So when you buy the pattern, then you go on the resources page and you can find all of those videos. And then we also have a postcard size chart that you can download, and you can look up your shoe size or the shoe size of the lucky recipient of your socks. And maybe you have an extra long foot, so you want to adjust a little bit. And then we tell you how many stitches to cast on in this green column. Also, I want to point out that with all of our patterns that Jess designs and that I design, we include our contact information. So if you have further questions about a pattern, we want to hear from you because if you have the question, chances are someone else has the question as well. So today, I want to give you the opportunity to try one of our patterns for yourself. Let me post the link here. So thespinninghand.com/products/snuggle socks. Okay, so that should show up in the comments on our Facebook page and our YouTube page. So this pattern is $7.99, but remember that you can use your 20% discount code that we gave to you yesterday. It's good on this pattern. It's good on anything on our website and our Etsy shop. So that code is Simply Gorgeous, and that will give you 20% off. If you're on Ravelry and you prefer to buy the pattern on Ravelry, you can do that there as well. And just, I want you to see for yourself like what the difference is with a pattern that's been thoroughly tested by other knitters and also tech edited. So I haven't talked much about tech editing, but that is just another step that we put our patterns through before we bring them out to the public. And that's kind of a new thing. Like when we were first doing kits and that kind of thing, we didn't have our patterns tech edited. Jess probably did because Jess is a more professional designer, but I didn't have mine tech edited. And then I finally got on board, and what a difference. It really makes the pattern so much more user-friendly, so much easier to have success with your knitting. Okay. Okay, so this is the last slide. Excellent. Are there any questions before we get to a preview of tomorrow's tips and tricks? Okay. I'm not seeing any questions right now. I want to just let you know, just in case you're not already on our email list. Okay, we've got new. All right. Oh, thank you. Great question. Okay, Knut says that our patterns are some of the clearest and easiest to follow patterns out there. Can we get them electronically? Yes. So anytime that you want an electronic copy of the pattern, for those that you already have in print in Knut, I know you have lots. You can just send me or Jess an email at any time, and we will get those to you. If you're buying just the pattern, then you get, you only get the digital copy, actually. But if you're a subscriber like Knut is, like Debbie is, then we include print patterns in all of our kits. So that's part of why she's asking. I would love to work it out so that we can have like a digital component where you automatically get them electronically. I think that's something that we're going to have to figure out this year, Knut, is have more of a process there. Oh, I know. Oh my gosh, Jess says thank you so much for that. Yeah, seriously. You know what, Knut, we're going to talk about this more tomorrow, but we're going to have a private Facebook group just for subscribers. And I think that's going to be part of the benefit of being in that group, is that we can just post the link each month to that month's pattern. And so you can just access it anytime. And I can put past patterns in there as well. I think that might be how we do it, at least to get us to the point where it's automatic. I love it. Okay, so I want to invite you, those of you who are watching the replay, those of you who haven't subscribed to us yet, I want you to take a look at our subscription club. We have an early action bonus. So the doors are open to our subscription club. We have an early action bonus that is expiring tonight. So that's why I'm bringing it up now. If you go to thespinninghand.com, and across the top, there's actually there's a menu item that says now open, our subscription club. If you join our 6-month prepay by tonight, you will get the first box free. So that's a $45 savings. It's actually a little bit more than that. Well, anyway, so $45 off if you use the code TSH45, and that code is on the website. So, so for a 6-month prepay, you can just use that code, and that's good only till the end of tonight. Our doors are still open tomorrow and Friday, but I just wanted to give you that heads up in case you want to save a little bit of money. And 6 months is a beautiful amount of time to really get the whole experience of our projects. We have you'll have 6 different kits delivered to you each month, 1 each month, and you'll have like a nice range of projects. So this quarter, we have the anniversary cowl, we have the sequins hat, and we have the Learn to Knit fingerless mitts. And then over the summer, we have a shawl coming, we have a handbag coming, and I think either a spa set or a wall hanging. I'm not sure which we're going to do yet. But a really nice variety and all different luxury yarns. We're already working on the summer kits, and I cannot wait to show you these yarns. They're just gorgeous. So, join us tomorrow when we talk about community and how one of the best things you can do for your knitting experience is to find like-minded people to knit and to craft and to share with. So thank you so much for your time today. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. Stay warm, keep knitting, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.